common mistakes that entrepreneurs make. I think by far the most common mistakes is just a delusional level of optimism that makes you conclude you need to scale before you need to scale. And so you are just so certain that your partner, your rock star programmer is going to ship this great thing and it's going to be on time, that you build all this infrastructure to support all the customers you're going to get. And lo and behold, he or she's late and what he or she has built is not so great. And so now you have all this cost and you don't have any customers. That's mistake number one. In my career, I have never seen a company ship on time and achieve their sort of first year predictions. When people show me their first year projections, I add a year because they're going to be a year late, and I divide by 100 because that's more likely their achievements. So that sounds a little harsh, but I don't know, what can I tell you? I mean, that's 30 years of data that made me conclude that's the way to go. I think a second problem is that entrepreneurs often they hire mirror images of themselves. That if you're a geek, you hire other geeks. If you're a sales guy, you hire more salespeople. If you're an MBA, you hire more MBAs. And if you're a man, you hire more men. And I think that leads to companies that are, they lack diversity. And by lacking diversity, which is not a goal in and of itself to be diversified, but they lack strengths. That you need to have a team that complements each other. That someone who can make it, someone who can sell it, someone who has a perspective of old people, of young people, of rich people, of poor people, of white people, non-white people, Christian people, non-Christian people. You need all those kinds of perspectives to make a company successful. It cannot be that everybody should be white, male, millennial, wearing skinny jeans with a messenger bag. That just ain't gonna fly. So a third problem that many entrepreneurs unfortunately experience is they have the belief that they need to control the company. And this belief comes back to math, where they believe that if the co-founders own at least 51% of the company, they control it because decisions will be made by vote. And they're going to have this vote, and 51% of the shareholders are going to say, yes, we should do this or not do this. And it never happens that way. The way you control a company vis-a-vis your outside investors is not by voting, not by owning shares. It's by delivering on your promises. So if you want to truly control your company and truly control your fate, what you do is you make your forecasts. Because there are so few companies that make their forecasts that if you are one of them, your investors will leave you alone because they have so many problems with the rest of their portfolio not making their numbers that they're putting all their attention on those companies. So you're the one company that's making your numbers. Trust me when I tell you, they're just going to leave you alone. So don't worry about the percentages because, quite frankly, your goal should be to own a small part of a humongous company, which is much better than owning 51% of a piece of crap. Okay, so if you think about it, would you rather be Larry and Sergey and own a small piece of Google, or would you rather own 51% of a piece of crap that you've held so tightly and you've controlled to the bitter end? The goal is not to necessarily fight dilution or to own as much of a company as possible. The goal is to make the company as valuable as possible. And it's much better to own a small piece of a valuable thing than a big piece of crap. So don't make yourself crazy. When you're seeking funding and one investor offers you $2 million pre-money and another investor offers you $4 million pre-money, it's not necessarily true that the higher pre-money valuation is the one you should take because there's less dilution. Because when all the dust settles, you're either going to make more money than you ever thought, or you're going to be gone. And it won't matter what percentage you own. All you want to do is have as big a company as possible.